Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Church murder, trigger man in custody, case almost solved, say police. The man who is believed to have shot and killed Andrea Lowe-Garwood at a church in Falmouth, Trelawney on Sunday is now in police custody. Speaking at a Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF online press conference on Monday, Deputy Commissioner of Police DCP Fitz Bailey confirmed the arrest and confirmed that the killing stemmed from a family dispute. Earlier, Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson said the case is pretty much solved. Our response to the killing was quite swift. We pretty much have this case solved at the moment, he stated. 3 other persons were taken in police custody on Sunday and are to be questioned. DCP Bailey also confirmed at the press conference that one of those persons in custody is a relative of the deceased woman. NCB mourns loss of team member. The National Commercial Bank NCB says it is deeply saddened by the tragic shooting of its team member Andrea Lowe-Garwood. The 51-year-old woman was in a worship session at her church yesterday when a man posing as a member of the congregation shot her several times before escaping in a waiting motor car. She was taken to hospital where she was pronounced dead. 3 people have since been taken into police custody in relation to the incident. The bank said it has made grief counseling arrangements for its team members and her family members. The NCB team said it is thankful for all prayers and condolences and asks that the family and loved ones be kept in everyone's prayers. Grange outrage at killing of woman during worship. The Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, Olivia Grange, has expressed shock and outrage at the killing of a woman during a church service in Falmouth, Trelawney, Sunday morning. The horrific circumstances of the killing of the woman in her church should serve as a wake-up call for all Jamaicans, said Grange as she responded to the shooting death of 51-year-old bank executive Andrea Lowe-Garwood inside the Agape Christian Fellowship Church about 9:30 a.m. According to police reports, the shooter, who is still at large, sat behind Lowe-Garwood as she worshipped. Shortly after the service got underway, he soon fired several shots into her upper body. Terrified worshippers were sent scampering, and Lowe-Garwood, who was hit several times, was rushed to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. The entire country must now get involved in efforts to end crime and violence, as it requires all of us to end the violence. And it will take all of us to defend Jamaica against the criminals, Grange said. 3 persons have already been detained by the police in relation to the killing. They include Lowe-Garwood's stepson. Grange is urging anyone with information about the murder to report it to the police. Gang warfare driving murders, government focus on combating it, says Chang. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang is blaming gang warfare for the surge in murders across the country since the start of the year. Chang, who was speaking after a tour of the Firearm Licensing Authority (FLA) Old Hope Road office in St. Andrew on Thursday, January 28, revealed that over 100 persons have been killed across the island so far up to that date. He said efforts by the police to dismantle gangs have been working, despite it not being reflected in the murder statistics so far this year. The pathology of murders in Jamaica is around gangs killing each other, and when you get outbreaks of gang war, you can have these spikes, Chang argued. And there were 3 outbreaks. There was a gang shootout in Montego Bay, which was quite severe in the early part of the year, resulting from a particular incident the police are aware of, where one member of a gang was shot while acquiring some drugs at a particular place, and in Kingston, there was one in Arnett Gardens and another in Rosetown area, Chang elaborated. He cited another feature of gang violence that has been contributing to the nation's high murder rate was young gang members being in what he described as a state of dispersion. In elaborating, Chang said, "One of the problems we have is that most of the big gang leaders are the big killers. the ones who give the chilling orders, but they actually have been apprehended or some have been removed from the scene. The younger ones in the gangs are now in what is considered a state of dispersion. In seeking to acquire their own rise in the gang, we have far more violence than before, he suggested. Chang said as a result, there is no order or discipline in the gangs, which has virtually spilled over into the society, causing violent crimes. Amid those startling situations, the police as well as the government have responded, the minister stated. According to him, Chang, who is also the deputy prime minister, the government has deployed more police in crime-plagued areas and invested heavily in more resources to aid the law enforcers in their quest to dismantle the gangs. In using Montego Bay St. James as an example, he said changes that were implemented by Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson to address the crime situation there are working. We see Montego Bay has been quiet for 2 weeks, and I'm confident the operational changes introduced by the Commissioner will work. And they are doing a number of other things in the corporate era, he said, adding that the change is working, although the numbers may not suggest that. And despite the present spike in murders, the National Security Minister said the government will not be deterred, though the development presents some concern for the state. The work we are doing in the police force will bring long-term results and will improve public safety, and we are not going to deviate because of the spike. So the spike, big though it is, traumatic as it is, we have to persist. The gang war is not recent, it's embedded. We have gone about 30 years of over 1,000 murders each year because of inner gang warfare, and we have to work within the Constitution and prepare the police to deal with it, and it is being done, asserted Chang. Yallahs High School postpones face-to-face classes after student gets COVID-19. The Yallahs High School in St. Thomas says it will be postponing face-to-face classes effective today until February 7 as a male grade 10 student has tested positive for COVID-19. The school said the student last attended school on January 15th after he was kept at home by his parents because it was believed that his sinusitis was acting up and was subsequently taken for medical attention. The school noted, however, that the student has 2 other siblings that were attending the school. The school said all classes will now be fully online during this period to facilitate a deep cleaning and sanitization process and to allow the incubation period of the virus to pass. In addition, our end-of-term examinations that were scheduled to commence on February 1, 2021 will be rescheduled. Form teachers will be in contact with their form students to help to guide them through this period, and a new examination timetable will be issued. We apologize to all our stakeholders for the inconvenience that our closure may have caused. However, we believe that this step is necessary in order to protect the health and safety of all stakeholders, the school's administration said. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.